Breaking right now, confirmation of what I've been reporting for some years. Prince Harry was forced to ditch his celebrity friends and lots of other friends, actually, because of Meghan Markle.
Shocking. Angela Levin reveals Prince Harry was forced to ditch his celebrity friends for Meghan. What happens when love demands loyalty at the cost of everything else? In a bombshell revelation, royal biographer Angela Levin confirms what many have suspected for years.
But this reveal of a ghosting from a celebrity is still significant, especially given we've had all of the news over the past few weeks about the troubles between David Beckham and James Corden and Prince Harry, thanks to a certain duchess. Fake duchess, I like to call her. But this revelation overnight from Jack Whitehall, the British comedian in Australia, is absolutely fascinating. He was close friends with Prince Harry in his celebrity circuit, went out on a regular basis until a certain Suits actress came on the scene and said, "Clear off." So, Angela Levin, sometimes it's in comedy that you get great truth, isn't it? And Jack Whitehall, who has never spoken really about the end of the friendship with Prince Harry, clearly feeling a little bit disarmed, touring Australia, and makes the revelation that it was Meghan Markle who ended their friendship. What do you make of it?
Well, I think she didn't, got rid of so many that it's not a huge surprise. But he's a sort of nice man, a funny man. He did this thing, travelled with my father, and he was always joking about his father drinking lots and he wasn't. And, it was a sort of family thing and good fun and nothing wrong with it. And you can't really dislike someone who makes you laugh. But Meghan obviously didn't want anyone around Harry. She's the one who's there with him, and she got rid of his family, his cousins, and the friends he had. You can't be more surprised, actually. But when you hear about another man who's really a sweetie, you are quite upset for him.
Prince Harry didn't choose to walk away from his celebrity friends. He was forced to. And at the center of it all, Meghan Markle. I'm diving deep into the shocking claims, the fallout with famous friends like David Beckham and James Corden, and what it reveals about Harry's transformation since stepping away from royal life. Stay tuned. This one is going to ruffle a few royal feathers.
I know, and it's so fascinating because, of course, this comes hot on the heels of the truth about how Prince Harry ended up falling out with David Beckham. Some suggestions he's not as close to James Corden anymore. Do you get the sense, Angela, because of course you were, for people who don't know, Prince Harry's biographer, you spent a great deal of time with him. That ended, but you still got to see the start of his relationship with Meghan Markle. Do you think there was something where she felt threatened about his own showbiz and celebrity friends? It was almost as if, I'm the star, you should be friends with my people. You shouldn't have your own showbiz people.
No, I think that she was somebody who lacks confidence then. And she didn't want anyone to be with Harry because she wanted his attention 100%. And she didn't know whether it would all work out. So I think that she just generally wouldn't let him. She went to a wedding, didn't she? And she wouldn't let him talk to anyone, and they left early. I think she just feels out of not comfortable, and so she wouldn't let him do it. And I think that that's one of the problems that she's got. It's a lack of confidence and also a huge demanding output that she wants him there by her side all the time. And a lot of his friends, he's desperate to come back now, we've heard, but he did also want to come back a year or so ago, and his friends wouldn't help him because they said he'd been so rude about the royal family that he couldn't expect them just to accept him without actually saying anything. And I think that's right. And you can't actually have friends which you ignore and drop because your future wife and then wife tells you to, and then expect them to pick up the relationship, even though he's been very rude about them. I mean, he did fall in love with her so much. And when I was there once at the where he was living, and the aide said to me, "Be very careful, because he doesn't know if Meghan's going to leave him. Be very careful. He's in a terrible state." So I was very careful, and I let him bring up the subject rather than me. That's what you do if you're a journalist and you want to get something out of them, but you don't want to make them angry. And you know, he then talked about her very nicely, and I actually said to her, was she the person who helped you with your mental health as well? And he said, "No, she didn't. I did that myself." So that was the answer to that one, but still it was an interesting one. But you could see he was desperately in love.
Friendship falls. Jack Whitehall, British comedian and longtime friend of Prince Harry, dropped a truth bomb while touring in Australia. He casually confirmed that his friendship with Harry ended when Meghan came into the picture. He didn't say much, but what he did say spoke volumes. The implication? Meghan pulled the plug. This isn't some tabloid rumor. This is straight from someone who is in Harry's inner circle.
But maybe drunk on love, because he doesn't look in love anymore. And the thing is, Angela, if the person who you're meant to be in love with is telling you, get rid of all of your close friends, get rid of all of your connections to your family, that's when I guess you have to start asking some real questions. But what I did find really interesting about Jack Whitehall making this revelation in the interview is that also shows how far Harry's stock has fallen. Because in the past, celebrities wouldn't dare speak publicly about their friendships with a member of the royal family, especially if that ended.
Yes, that's right. But I think he was caught. He didn't think that a question like that would come up. And then you find yourself stuck. And if he wasn't used to being talked to a lot by cunning journalists, it's difficult not to answer. Before you can think about it, you are opening your mouth and saying something. He didn't say much. He just said, "Oh, yes, Meghan," and that was it. And he probably would feel very guilty afterwards. But there's ways that journalists take advantage of that, is to drop in something that they don't expect. And then, they're caught out of thinking that what they're supposed to be doing. I didn't like that. I didn't do much of that because I thought it's unfair, and I could get it out anyway. But I think that's quite common. You hold it and then boom, give the question.
I know. And as I say, sometimes it is in those off-the-cuff moments where you get the truth, because obviously we've reported it for some time, but the first confirmation that Harry's celebrity friendships ended as a result of his relationship with Meghan Markle. Other big breaking royal news, Angela. Netflix have finally come out with a weak defense of Meghan Markle. This is after, of course, the comedian at their big launch event decided to take the mickey out of the royal couple. I do love that headline from the Daily Mail, I have to say. Stand by your mom. At the same time, Angela, I want to take you through the article. This defense from Netflix, and specifically the chief operating officer, Bella Bujaria, I would say it's what you call damning with faint praise. But let me just take you through it before I get your reaction, Angela. So, bosses insist they are excited at future projects, including a romance film and cookery show, despite rumours the £80 million deal could be axed after disappointing ratings and bad reviews.
A-list events, royal hangouts, private parties, and then suddenly, silence. Control or love. Let's call it what it is. This follows the classic blueprint of a toxic relationship. Isolate your partner. Make them doubt others. Become their only voice.
Chief Content Officer Bella Bujaria insisted that the streamer remains excited at the prospect of future projects with Harry and Meghan too. Although none of these projects, Angela, have yet been made. So the article reads, the couple failed to do any high-profile promotion for the project, sparking claims that there were problems with their £80 million streaming deal with Netflix. However, Ms. Bajaria stood firm that the streaming giant remains committed to Meghan Markle and Prince Harry's future and insisted that Ms. Markle's new lifestyle cooking series With Love Meghan will be a hit. She's delusional. Ms. Bajaria added that Meghan is working on a screen adaptation of the best-selling romance novel Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. However, this is the key line, as yet it remains in development and has not been greenlit for production. Asked whether the movie is definitely coming out, she replied, "It is in development. It is a great book. She had it and we are happy to do it. And we have things in development. Everyone is excited about what is coming. I am really excited for her show." Then the Daily Mail went on to say, interestingly, in a glossy PR brochure promoting the biggest 2025 releases, the ex-actress's new cooking show With Love Meghan did not feature. However, Bajaria went on to say that Netflix stands, well, she was asked where they stand with the deal, and Ms. Bajaria told the Mail, "We have Meghan's new show coming out, which is great. It is such a great take on a lifestyle show and showcase for California, Montecito, and nature. It really has great takeaways." I was like, oh my God, I really want to do that pasta. There's really easy, great takeaways on life. I am really excited about that coming out. And the Mail says it is the first time a senior Netflix executive has gone on the record to confirm that the Sussexes will move forward with projects. But as I say, Angela, to me, that would be a case of Ms. Bajaria saying just what she had to say, especially, of course, there had been this comedian at the event, John Mulaney, who had really taken the mickey, as I say, by saying this is a really fun experiment, not since Harry and Meghan has Netflix given more money to someone without a specific plan. So, Angela, what do you make of it?
Well, if you remember last week, I said to you that she will fight very hard to get people to say that she's wonderful. And I think she would scream and shout and give everything she had to say that they have to put her right. And I think that the PR people, they've done it lots of times. There's always a friend who says she's wonderful. We've got another one we're going to talk about in a few minutes. And that she does force people. I don't know how she does it. It's quite nice to know that you can do that with somebody sometimes, surely. But she will do that until she gets what she wants. Because this Netflix thing is absolute nonsense, isn't it? I mean, oh my God, I want to really do that pasta. I mean, you know, you'd be lucky. It's just ridiculous.
Does she honestly think that the whole world is going to be thinking Meghan Markle is going to teach us how to make pasta?
Yes, spoil it, dear. But you know, it is something that people will actually stand up for her. But you'll know that in a few weeks things will have changed and it won't be the same. And that the trail of the love from Meghan was so shocking. It was so awful.
And it's had more dislikes than any other trailer in Netflix history.
Yeah. So it's not going to be something that everyone's going to think is absolutely wonderful. They're just covering it. I don't know how she does it, but she does do it. And I think that she, perhaps she says she'll write a book or about Netflix, and spoil their lives. Sorry, that's horrible, but
Well, it's what she does.
I think she's very, very powerful to get people to actually say she's absolutely phenomenal.
It's a slow transformation, and Harry's case is textbook. From fun-loving royal rebel to lawsuit-happy exile, always defending, always bitter. His old friends didn't walk away for no reason. They were pushed out. And in Hollywood, when the spotlight dims and the drama grows, people don't stick around. So where does this leave Prince Harry? A man who gave up his family, his friends, and his public image for love. But was it real love? Or was it control disguised as devotion? One thing is clear. People are speaking out. And the version of Harry we see today isn't the prince the world once knew. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Harry was manipulated, or did he make his own choices? And if you want the real, unfiltered truth behind royal headlines, like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who still believes in fairy tales. Until next time, stay curious, stay bold, and don't believe everything the palace or Netflix tells you.